Hello friends, welcome to the video. I am Ram Mohan. In this video, I will discuss the solutions of the quantitative aptitude questions of the morning session paper of SSC CGL Tier 1 examination held on 16th August 2015. I hope this will help you understand the pattern of the exam and also secure good marks. Okay, let us start solving the questions. Here is the first question. X is equal to root 5 minus root 3 by root 5 plus root 3 and y is equal to root 5 plus root 3 by root 5 minus root 3. Then find the value of x square plus xy plus y square by x square minus xy plus y square. Okay, let us see the solution. X square plus xy plus y square can be written as x plus y whole square minus xy. Similarly, x square minus xy plus y square can be written as x minus y whole square plus xy. Now let us find out the value of x plus y whole square, x minus y whole square and xy. X plus y whole square is equal to root 5 minus root 3 by root 5 plus root 3 plus root 5 plus root 3 by root 5 minus root 3 whole square, and root 5 plus root 3 into root 5 minus root 3 is the LCM here. This becomes root 5 minus root 3 whole square plus root 5 plus root 3 whole square by root 5 plus root 3 into root 5 minus root 3 whole square. Therefore, the value of this whole square is equal to 64. Similarly, let us find out the value of x minus y whole square, which is root 5 minus root 3 by root 5 plus root 3 minus root 5 plus root 3 by root 5 minus root 3 whole square. So the value is 60 here. And what is the value of xy? X into y, this into this is 1. Therefore, the value of this entire expression is equal to 64 minus 1 by 60 plus 1. That is x plus y whole square minus xy by x minus y whole square plus xy, which is equal to 64 minus 1 by 60 plus 1, which is equal to 63 by 61. Next question. Y is the circumcenter of triangle ABC and angle BAC is equal to 85 degrees and angle BCA is equal to 75 degrees. Then find the value of angle OAC. This is the diagram. ABC is a triangle and angle BAC is given as 85 degrees and angle BCA is given as 75 degrees. Therefore, angle B is equal to 180 minus angle A plus angle C, which is equal to 180 minus 85 minus 75, which is equal to 20 degrees. Therefore, angle B is equal to 20 degrees. Now we know the angle at circumcenter, angle O, is equal to twice the angle of angle B. Therefore, AOC is equal to 2 into 20, which is equal to 40 degrees. Now OA is equal to OC because 2 are radius. And angle OAC is equal to angle OCA because these are the angles opposite to the equal sides. Therefore, angle OAC is equal to angle OCA is equal to 180 minus AOC, which is equal to 180 minus 40, which is equal to 140. Therefore, angle OAC is equal to 140 by 2, which is equal to 70 degrees. Next question. If the discount of 10% is given on the market price of a radio, the gain is 20%. If the discount is increased to 20%, then what is the gain? Let us assume the cost price is 100 rupees. Therefore, gain is 20%. Therefore, the sale price is 120 rupees. 100 into 120 by 100, which is equal to 120 rupees. Now, the sale price we know 120 rupees and the discount we know 10%. Therefore, the market price is equal to 120 by 90 into 100, which is equal to 400 by 3. So, if we increase the discount to 20%, then sale price is equal to 80% of 400 by 3, which is equal to 80 by 100 into 400 by 3, which is equal to 320 by 3. This is the sale price and this is the cost price. Therefore, the gain is 320 sale price minus cost price, 320 by 3 minus 100, which is equal to 20 by 3, which is equal to 62 by 3 percentage. Okay. Next questions from 104 to 106. Study the chart and answer the questions. Here pie chart is given. In this, income of a state under different heads are given. Income from customs duty is 4%, income from market tax is 33%, from income tax 35%, from excise duty 10%, and property tax 18%. So this blue indicates customs duty, red is market tax, and green is income tax, and so on. Okay, after seeing this chart, let us try to answer the questions based on this chart. Okay. Question number 104. If the total income in a year is 733 crores, then the income from income tax and excise duty is. Here in the question, total income for the year is given as 733 crores. Now let us see what is the percentage of income tax and excise duty in the chart. So income tax is given as 35% and excise duty as 10%. That means total 45% of the total income is from income tax and excise duty. Okay. This is now what is asked is the income from income tax and excise duty, which is 45%. Therefore, income from income tax and excise duty is 45 by 100 into 733, which is equal to 329.85 crores. Next question. The central angle of the sector representing income tax is. Here the total angle of the chart is 360 degrees. We all know that. And let us see what is the percentage of income tax. In the chart, income tax is given as 35% of the total income. Okay. So 35% of 360 degrees is angle of the income tax. Therefore, angle of income tax is 35% of 360, which is equal to 35 by 100 into 360, which is equal to 126 degrees. Next question. If the income from the market tax in a year is 165 crores, then the total income from other sources is. Here in the question, the income from market tax is given as 165 crores. And let us see what is the percentage of market tax in the chart. Market tax is given as 33% in the chart. Therefore, 33% is equal to 165 crores. And what is the income from other sources? 100 minus 33, which is equal to 67%. Now 33% is equal to 165 crores. And what is 67%? Therefore, total income from other sources is equal to 67 by 33 into 165, which is equal to 335 crores. Next question. Find the value of the following. Cos 24 plus cos 55 plus cos 125 plus cos 204 plus cos 300. Okay, let us see the solution. Let us write cos 24 as it is, and cos 204 can be written as cos 180 plus 24, and cos 125 can be written as cos 180 minus 55. Therefore, this entire expression can be written as cos 24 plus cos 180 plus 24 plus cos 55 plus cos 180 minus 55 plus cos 270 plus 30, because cos 300 can be written as cos 270 plus 30. From trigonometric ratios, we know that cos 180 plus 24 is equal to minus cos 24, and we know cos 180 minus 55 is equal to minus cos 55. Therefore, this expression is equal to cos 24 minus cos 24 plus cos 55 minus cos 55 plus sin 30, because the value of cos 270 plus 30 is equal to sin 30. This and this gets cancelled, and this gets cancelled, and sin 30 we know the value, which is 1 by 2. Therefore, our answer is 1 by 2. Next question. Secant theta plus tan theta by secant theta minus tan theta is equal to 251 by 79. Then find the value of sin theta. We know that secant theta is equal to 1 by cos theta and tan theta is equal to sin theta by cos theta. Therefore, this expression can be written as 1 by cos theta plus sin theta by cos theta by 1 by cos theta minus sin theta by cos theta, which is equal to 1 plus sin theta by cos theta by 1 minus sin theta by cos theta, which is equal to 1 plus sin theta by 1 minus sin theta. Now let us multiply the numerator and the denominator with 1 plus sin theta. This is equal to 1 plus sin theta whole square by 1 plus sin theta into 1 minus sin theta. Therefore, 1 plus sin theta whole square by 1 plus sin theta into 1 minus sin theta is equal to 251 by 79. 1 plus sin theta whole square is equal to 1 plus sin square theta plus 2 sin theta by 1 minus sin square theta is equal to 209 by 79. Now we have to simplify this equation. 79 into 1. 79 plus 79 sin square theta plus 158 sin theta is equal to 209 minus 209 sin square theta. Therefore, 288 sin square theta plus 158 sin theta minus 130 is equal to 0. Now let us find out the factors of this equation. 288 sin square theta plus 288 sin theta minus 130 sin theta minus 130 is equal to 0. In these two, 288 sin theta is common. Therefore, 288 sin theta into sin theta plus 1, and in these two, minus 130 is common. Minus 130 into sin theta plus 1 is equal to 0. Therefore, 288 sin theta minus 130 into sin theta plus 1 is equal to 0. Therefore, sin theta is equal to 130 by 288 or 65 by 144 or minus 1. Therefore, our answer is 65 by 144, which is given in the options. Next question. A and B together can do a piece of work in 30 days. B and C can do it in 20 days. A starts the work and worked for 5 days. Then B worked for 15 days. And finally C finishes the work working for 18 days. The number of days in which C alone can do the work is. Let us assume the total work is 1 and A can do it in X days and B can do it in Y days and C can do it in Z number of days. A and B together can do that work in 30 days. Therefore, 1 by X plus 1 by Y is equal to 1 by 30. And similarly, B and C can do it in 20 days. That is 1 by Y plus 1 by Z is equal to 1 by 20. Only A can do in 1 day 1 by X of the work. Therefore, in 5 days, because A worked for 5 days, and in 5 days A's work is 5 by X, and B worked for 15 days, and in 15 days B's work is 15 by Y, and C worked for 18 days. In 18 days C's work is 18 by X. This total work is equal to 1. Therefore, 5 by X plus 15 by Y plus 18 by Z is equal to 1, and 5 by X plus 15 by Y can be written as 5 by Y plus 10 by Y. Similarly, 18 by Z can be written as 10 by Z plus 8 by Z. Now, in these two, 5 is common. 5 into 1 by X plus 1 by Y plus 10 into 1 by Y plus 1 by Z plus 8 by Z is equal to 1. We know the value of 1 by X plus 1 by Y, which is equal to 1 by 30. And we also know 1 by Y plus 1 by Z is equal to 20. Let us substitute those values in this equation. Therefore, 5 by 30, because 5 into 1 by 30 plus 10 into 1 by 20 plus 8 by Z is equal to 1. Therefore, 8 by Z is equal to 1 minus 1 by 6 minus 1 by 2, which is equal to 1 by 3. Therefore, Z is equal to 24 days. Therefore, C alone can do the work in 24 days. Next question. If the area of the base, height and volume of a right prism be 3 root 3 by 2 p square centimeters, 100 root 3 centimeters and 7200 cubic centimeters respectively, then find the value of P. This is a very simple question. We know the volume of a prism is equal to area of the base into height of the prism. Simply you have to substitute the values given in the sum. Therefore, volume is given as 7200. Therefore, 7200 is equal to What is the base given? 3 root 3 by 2 p square into height 100 root 3. Therefore 7200 is equal to 900 by 2 into p square. Therefore p square is equal to 7200 into 2 by 900. Therefore p square is equal to 16 and p is equal to 4 centimeters. Next question. A circular swimming pool is surrounded by a concrete wall of 4 meters wide. If the area of the concrete wall is 11 by 25th that of the pool, then the radius of the pool is. Here is a diagram, and the inner circle is swimming pool and the blue shade is concrete wall. The width of the concrete wall is given as 4 meters. Now let us assume the area of the pool as A and radius of the pool is R. When the area of the pool is A, area of the wall is 11A by 25 and radius of the pool plus wall is equal to R plus 4. We know that area of the wall is equal to total area, that is area of the pool plus wall minus area of the pool. Therefore 11 by 25 into pi r square. Pi r square is the area of the pool. 11 by 25 into pi r square is equal to pi into r plus 4 whole square minus pi r square, which is equal to pi into r square plus 16 plus 8r minus pi r square. Therefore 11 by 25 pi r square is equal to 8 pi into 2 plus r. Therefore 11r square minus 200r plus 400 is equal to 0. Therefore r minus 20 into 11r plus 20 is equal to 0. Therefore r is equal to 20, r minus 20 by 11. Now our answer is r is equal to 20 meters. Next question. O is the incenter of triangle PQR and angle QPR is equal to 50 degrees. Then find the angle QOR. This is triangle PQR and O is the incenter, and it is given that angle P is equal to 50 degrees. Now we know that angle at the incenter is equal to 90 plus P by 2. Therefore angle at incenter is equal to 90 plus 50 by 2, which is equal to 90 plus 25, which is equal to 150 degrees. Next question. A train leaves station A at 5 am and reaches station B at 9 am. Another train leaves station B at 7 am and reaches station A at 10:30 am. The time at which two trains cross one another is. Now let us assume the total distance between the two stations A and B is D. Here if you see the problem, first train leaves the station at 5 am and after first train running for 2 hours, second train started at 7 am. Now speed of the first train is equal to distance by time taken. Time taken is 4 hours. 5 am to 9 am is 4 hours. Therefore speed of the first train is d by 4 and second train is equal to speed of the second train is equal to d by 3.5, because 3.5 is the time taken by the second train. Now distance covered by first train in 2 hours is equal to 2 into d by 4, which is equal to d by 2. So in first 2 hours, first train is covered d by 2 distance, and what is the balance left? What is the distance left is d minus d by 2, which is equal to d by 2. Now both the trains coming the same direction. So the net speed of the trains coming in opposite directions is equal to d by 4 plus d by 3.5, which is equal to 15 d by 28. This is the net speed. With this speed, it has to cover d by 2 distance. Therefore, time required to cover the balance distance is equal to d by 2 by 15 d by 28, which is equal to 14 by 15. And if you convert into minutes, 14 by 15 into 60, which is equal to 56 minutes. Therefore, total time taken is 2 hours by the first train and 56 minutes here. Therefore, total is 2 hours 56 minutes from starting time, that is from 5 a.m. Therefore, time at which both the trains cross is 7:56 a.m. Next question. Ram deposited a certain sum of money at 12% simple interest for 4 years in one bank and deposited equal amount at 15% simple interest for 5 years in another bank. If the difference in the interest is rupees 1350, then find the sum deposited in each case. Let us assume the sum amount deposited in each case is P. At 12% simple interest, the interest comes to, you know the formula to find out the interest, P TR by 100. Here P is the principal amount and T is the number of years time and 12 is the rate of interest. Therefore, interest at 12% simple interest for 4 years is equal to P into 4 into 12 by 100. Similarly, interest at 15% simple interest for 5 years is equal to P into 5 into 15 by 100. Now the difference is given as 1350 here. Therefore, P into 5 into 15 by 100 minus P into 4 into 12 by 100 is equal to 1350. Therefore, 75p by 100 minus 48p by 100 is equal to 27p by 100, which is equal to 27p by 100. Therefore, 27p by 100 is equal to 1350 and p is equal to 1350 into 100 by 27, which is equal to rupees 5000. Next question. The speed of a boat in still water is 6 kilometers per hour and the speed of the stream is 1.5 kilometers per hour. A man rows to a place at a distance of 22.5 kilometers and comes back. The total time taken by him is, here speed of the boat in still water is given as 6 kilometers per hour and speed of the stream is given as 1.5 kilometers per hour. Therefore, speed of the boat going along with the stream is equal to 6 plus 1.5, which is equal to 7.5 kilometers. And when he goes against the stream, his net speed is 6 minus 1.5, which is equal to 4.5 kilometers per hour. In each case, the distance is 22.5 kilometers. It is given in the problem. Therefore, we know that time taken is equal to distance by speed. Therefore, total time taken is 22.5 by 7.5 plus 22.5 by 4.5, which is equal to 3 plus 5, which is equal to 8 hours. Next question. If 1 plus cos square theta is equal to 3 sin theta cos theta, then find the value of cot theta. Let us divide both sides of the equation with sin square theta. Now we get 1 plus cos square theta by sin square theta is equal to 3 sin theta cos theta by sin square theta. This is 1 by sin square theta is equal to cosecant square theta and cos square theta by sin square theta is equal to cot square theta. Therefore, cosecant square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 3 cot theta. Sin theta gets cancelled and 3 cos theta by sin theta is equal to 3 cot theta. Now we know that 1 plus cot square theta is equal to cosecant square theta. Therefore, we can replace cosecant square theta with 1 plus cot square theta. Therefore, 1 plus cot square theta plus cot square theta is equal to 3 cot theta. Therefore, 2 cot square theta minus 3 cot theta plus 1 is equal to 0. And 2 cot theta minus 1 into cot theta minus 1 is equal to 0. Therefore, cot theta is equal to 1 by 2 or 1. Here, our value for cot theta is 1 because option A is correct. Next question. A dealer sold a bicycle at a profit of 10%. Had he bought the bicycle at 10% less price and sold it at a price 60 rupees more, he would have gained 25%. The cost price of the bicycle was, let us assume the cost price be K. Therefore, at 10% profit, the selling price is K into 110 by 100. If the cost price is 10% less, then the new cost price is k into 90 by 100. This is the new cost price. At 25% gain, new sales price is cost price into 125 by 100. K into 90 by 100 into 125 by 100. This is the new selling price. And we know the difference is 60 rupees. The difference between the new selling price and the old selling price is 60 rupees. Therefore, K into 90 by 100 into 125 by 100 minus K into 110 by 100 is equal to 60. Therefore, 11,250K by 10,000 is minus 110K by 100 is equal to 60. Therefore, 250K is equal to 6 lakhs and K is equal to rupees 2,400. Next question. If secant theta plus tan theta is equal to 2 plus root 5, then find the value of sin theta. Here the equation given is secant theta plus tan theta is equal to 2 plus root 5. Let us take it as equation number 1. Now secant theta plus tan theta can be written as secant theta plus tan theta by 1, which is equal to, now let us multiply numerator and denominator with secant theta minus tan theta. This becomes secant theta plus tan theta into secant theta minus tan theta by secant theta minus tan theta. We know that secant theta plus tan theta into secant theta minus tan theta is equal to secant square theta minus tan square theta by secant theta plus minus tan theta, which is equal to, this is 1 by secant theta minus tan theta. This value we know as 2 plus root 5. Therefore, secant theta minus tan theta is equal to 1 by 2 plus root 5. Again, 1 by 2 plus root 5 can be written as root 5 minus 2, because multiplying both numerator and denominator with 2 minus root 5 here, this becomes 2 minus root 5 by 2 plus root 5 into 2 minus root 5, and this is 2 minus root 5 by minus 1. This is equal to root 5 minus 2. Therefore, secant theta minus tan theta is equal to root 5 minus 2. This is equation number 2. On solving these two equations, we get 2 secant theta is equal to 2 root 5 and secant theta is equal to root 5. Therefore, cos theta is equal to 1 by root 5. When cos theta is equal to 1 by root 5, sin theta is equal to 2 by root 5. Next question. A conical iron piece having diameter 28 centimeters and height 30 centimeters is totally immersed into the water of a cylindrical vessel, resulting in the rise of water level by 6.4 centimeters. The diameter of the vessel is. Let us assume the radius of the cylindrical vessel as r and volume of the water raised. We know that volume of the water raised is equal to pi r square h, because the formula to find out the volume of a cylinder is pi r square h. Therefore, volume of water raised is equal to pi r square h, which is equal to pi r square into 6.4, because height is given as 6.4 centimeters. Now, volume of the conical piece, we know the formula to find out the volume of a cone, which is 1/3 pi r square h. Therefore, volume of the conical piece is equal to 1 by 3 into pi into 14 square into 30. We know both these volumes are equal. Therefore, pi r square into 6.4 is equal to 1 by 3 into pi into 14 square into 30. Therefore, 6.4 r square is equal to 10 into 14 into 14. Therefore, r square is equal to 10 into 10 into 14 into 14 by 64. Therefore, r is equal to 35 by 2. Therefore, the diameter of the vessel is equal to 2r, which is equal to 2 into 35 by 2, which is equal to 35 centimeters. Next question. If two numbers are in the ratio 2:3 and the ratio becomes 3:4 when 8 is added to both the numbers, then the sum of the two numbers is. Let us assume the two numbers are 2x and 3x because they are in the ratio of 2:3. When 8 is added to both the numbers, their ratio becomes 3:4. Therefore, 2x plus 8 by 3x plus 8 is equal to 3 by 4. Therefore, 8x plus 32 is equal to 9x plus 24. and x is equal to 8. Therefore, sum of the two numbers is equal to 5x. 2x plus 3x is equal to 5x, which is equal to 5 into 8, which is equal to 40. Next problem. A librarian purchased 50 storybooks for his library, but he saw that he could get 14 more books by spending 76 rupees more, and the average price per book would be reduced by 1 rupee. The average price of each book he bought was. Let the average price be x. Let us assume the average is x. Average price of each book is x. Then the total cost of 50 storybooks is equal to 50 into x, which is 50x. If he buys 14 more books, then the cost of 64 books, 50 plus 14, 64 books is equal to 50x plus 76. Then the average would be reduced by 1 rupee. That means it will become x minus 1. X minus 1. The average will become x minus 1. Therefore, 50x plus 76 is equal to 64 into x minus 1. Therefore, 50x plus 76 is equal to 64x minus 64. Therefore, 14x is equal to 140 and x is equal to 10 rupees.
Okay friends, let's continue with the remaining questions in the next part of the series. Thank you for watching the video. Feel free to write to us for any further queries at prmrau@gmail.com.